Good evening and welcome to the fourth potential series finale of Dave's Gonna Die. I'm your host, Aaron Graff, here with our other panelists, Mike Gettler.
Hello.
And Ian Pope. But now the man of the hour, Dave Boelman. Dave, how you doing today?
Feel like shit. Thanks for asking. Very tired.
Why are you so tired?
I don't know. 2 rounds of chemo and I lost all my hair and whatever. But yeah, I'm sleeping a lot.
Fair enough.
Yep. Good times.
And now it's time for a thing we like to do around here called the Iowa Wave.
Thanks, guys. It's getting more real every minute.
Dave, do you have a medical update?
Yeah, I'll do a quick one. They're not anything crazy. Did chemo on Monday. Got my hair trimmed up on Monday. The lovely Shyla took me down to one of her barber friends, and we got this all cleaned up. So
it's looking good.
Not looking wispy anymore.
Looking sleek.
Yeah.
Sleek is the word.
Yeah.
Feel like I could win a diving competition in the Olympics right now. I got that going.
Yeah, you went from we need to call animal control to the Olympics.
Yeah,
That's
there you
good.
go. Like it.
That's a big week.
That's a big week. Yeah. On the flip side, flippity flip. Yeah, around Thursdays when I'm getting really tired. Hit, and I've been sleeping a lot ever since then. So
how many hours?
About 18 hours a day right now. It seems like a lot.
Do you dream?
No.
Ooh. Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Have you ever been
Not really.
You ever been a dreamer?
Not really. No. But I mean, I don't know. I'm in that I have chemo brain right now, so I'm not thinking real well.
Do you have eyebrows behind those glasses?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
I still have eyebrows.
That
might be literally the only hair I have on my body right now.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, that's nice of them.
No pubes.
Pretty well down to scrub brush down there.
Scrub brush?
There's not much going on down there.
Let's have a look.
Nah, just any way to get my cock and balls out, I guess. But no, lost track of what I was thinking.
You
Fair
chemo?
Mm-hmm.
You were chemo and haircut on Monday.
That's big. Yep. I did that on Monday. That's really the only medical update. I really haven't done much other than that.
A haircut.
A haircut was big.
Yeah.
Really cool dude down on Ingersoll. I can't remember his name, but I'll shout him out next time. But yeah, I asked him if he could shave it, and he said, since you're doing chemo, that may not be a good idea. And I never thought of it because my platelet count is nothing. So if he were to nick it, it's gonna bleed for goddamn ever. So he used this it looked like those lint things.
Yeah.
He used one of those on my head and cleaned it up.
Good
and
call.
It worked.
D-pillar?
Yeah, D-pillar. That's exactly
right.
what. Yeah, exactly. You got into that for a while.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. So I mean, it cleaned me up really well and did the trick. And then I was thinking ahead. I'm like, good job, barber.
What type of tip did you leave him then?
I tried to pay him. He wouldn't take it.
Not at all. Not even like for the fair market value of a.
Nope. He wouldn't
Classy
take a
move.
thing.
Man, I can't wait to go there. And then they tell me what I have to pay. And I'd be like, my friend said you got a free haircut here.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
bullshit.
What is bullshit?
And you're not even giving him a fair shout out on the podcast. Wow.
I'm gonna play one of my cancer cards here.
Cancer card?
And say my brain doesn't work real well right now. So
We haven't had a cancer card since like the first episode.
It was
of
just,
this podcast.
and
I'm
all that
down
was
to
mentioned
50.
was the possibility to, like, just the theoretical use of a cancer
yeah,
card.
I'm down to 50. So
Fair enough.
What was the other one used for?
I remember.
That's par for the course today.
Really?
I guess.
Really?
The biggest tip is, though, that if you want a free haircut, you can just tell them that you've got cancer.
Yeah.
So that's sweet.
Yeah.
Something out there for the listeners.
That's
trying
right.
to save a buck.
Yeah. It's hard out here.
It is.
It's hard out here.
Tough times, right? Yeah. Put a tariff on haircuts.
Well, I can't afford eggs. Make me look like one, please.
Exactly.
Speaking of eggs, I forgot to introduce the guy on our ones and twos, AJ Simmons. who
Yes.
Hey, folks.
has
Hey.
a matching haircut to Dave, but also does have a matching beard.
Yeah,
to me.
he's got
Little nicer
testosterone, so
beard.
he has like beard and other accoutrement from a hair standpoint.
Talking about my penis.
Yep. Big old cock on him.
But it is time to ask the panel an important question: is Dave alive?
Dave is alive.
Yep.
He's alive and looking well, I must say. He does look
Really?
good. You do look good. You look classy with
Better
the
than
shaved head.
last time for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
When I had the Joe Biden going, that was wispy.
Yeah.
I look like shit. You're like, oh, Dave has
It
cancer.
was, yeah. It was like, well, he's not making this up or he's very dedicated. Yeah.
Yep.
Is Dave coherent?
Yeah. Yeah, fairly.
Yeah,
He's
I'd
not
say,
in his A
yeah.
game.
No. This
It'd
is
be
C game.
It's like you're hungover and we're like asking you
That's
to
a
do
good way to
stuff.
look at
And you're
it.
like, oh.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to look at it. Yeah. I mean,
Can I get a Gatorade first?
yeah, chemo fog's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I've experienced it before, but this one's
The Red Devil.
the Red Devil,
Devil.
baby. That's exactly right. Yep. So
I would hope you're coherent if you're sleeping 18 hours a day.
you would
I mean,
think
if I
so.
could get that kind of sleep, there's no stopping me.
You got a problem if you're getting that kind of sleep, man.
Have you slept 18 hours before?
No, I think I've done maybe like a couple of 12s, where I stay up like
Interesting. Yeah.
18 hours and then sleep the 12. But yeah, I don't think I'm matching Dave.
No, don't
No.
do it.
I got
And
you.
it's not like it's all at one time. It's not like I'm sleeping 18 and waking up for 6. It's be asleep for 5 and wake up for 2, and I'm playing that game.
You know, a lot of geniuses have done a similar schedule.
It's
Not
true.
gonna-
It was,
I'm not
Da
gonna.
Vinci,
I'm not
wasn't
gonna.
it?
I'm
I think
not
he
gonna
was
say-
one
Da
of them.
Vinci did like 4-hour shifts, basically.
Yeah.
4 hours on,
4
4
on,
hours
4
off.
off.
Wow.
Basically. Yeah.
Da Vinci did.
Yeah.
I think it was Da Vinci. I could be wrong. Somebody's
There's a
fact
code
check.
about him.
Yep.
Ian, Mr. Research.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of the Red Devil, while Ian's looking that
Let's
up,
go. Let's do it.
we got you a little bit of a gift here, Dave.
That's not a little bit of a gift. That's an awesome gift.
That's a
So
great gift.
there is one professional sports team. Got the research from me, and there's one professional sports team called the Red Devils. They're a Mexico City baseball team.
I love it.
So we are going to let you live
Look
your
at
dream
that.
and have a baseball jacket if
Look
you
at
want to.
that.
If you want to put that on, you can always
I-
call to the bullpen. So if
could.
you're getting chemo and you get a little tired of it, and
What is this? Velvet?
I don't know,
This is beautiful.
I didn't open it until about 10 minutes ago
All right.
when I got here. So
Put the mic down. Hang on.
You should wear that with baseball pants. That would be an incredible look. You should go full on
Yeah.
baseball manager.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You ever wonder? I mean, it's a hacky premise, but why baseball managers choose to wear the uniform?
dress
It's
like
fucking weird.
The team. Yeah.
Because if you
Tommy
can, you
Lasorda,
should.
like he's in his 70s, he's got this big old gut. And
Yeah.
he's still just
Those
like
tight
that.
little pants.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's
yeah,
his
they
name?
run out and argue with the umpire, kick some dirt.
Yeah,
and-
what was the name of that third base coach that got in a fight once?
I'm looking it up
Oh, yeah. Pedro Martinez.
Yeah.
Don Zimmer.
Yeah.
Don
Yeah,
Zimmer,
he
yeah.
tossed
Yes.
Don Zimmer.
Zim had the pot gut look too. I'm like, God, you can't tell me that you wake up in the morning and say, this is the look I want to go for. But
At one point, so we do our segment, How's Dave Looking, which we'll get to in a second. But at one point, I was saving that one, Don Zimmer getting tossed for Pedro Martinez. But I can't insult you that bad. I don't think you look like Don Zimmer quite that bad. Maybe when you put the jacket on. So, speaking of, guys, how's Dave looking?
I'm thinking that Dave kind of looks like Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty.
You know?
I don't know if anybody will get this reference, but I think you got a new comedy act called Chemo Phillips.
I don't get it, but I think Dave got it.
Emo Phillips is like a godfather of alt comedy.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Dave looks like when I was a kid, and the moment I realized that Dr. Evil and Austin Powers were played by the same character, like this is the Dr. Evil scenes now that we're getting to.
Did you fix it?
You just wanted me to undo it, right? Yeah. Dave puts clothes on. Here's a new segment.
New seggy.
I've been doing some research into Leonardo da Vinci's sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Just quickly here. 20 minute naps every 4 hours, totaling about 2 hours of sleep per day.
That doesn't seem like enough. So
No.
you're the opposite of a genius.
Yes.
Well, back in the day, this is a little taut.
It'll fit great in a couple weeks.
It will.
You stay on that soup diet.
I wish I was on the soup diet. I'm on the nothing diet right now. Yeah, this is a little young on me.
You did give me a size XL.
Yeah, you did tell me.
It's an XL.
Yeah, I think it's XL.
Well, it's an aspirational jacket, Dave.
Yeah.
What about that?
I'm gonna jump.
I still love it.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
gonna wear it.
Still say thank you.
I'm gonna jump into the next segment here, really quick. We do a same Dave parlay, which is basically things that I'm betting will happen on this episode.
What's that
of the
top one?
podcast.
What's that top one?
Complains the jacket is itchy and or small.
Yeah, got it.
So the first leg hit already. So I guess the other ones we'll just go power right through as our guest of honor is showing up. Mentions over 2.5 comedians in the scene. I think that's more so outside of this little group. Like the three of us wouldn't count. And he's going to tell Mike to shut up at some
Interesting.
point. So.
All right. I like our odds.
Same
here.
Dave parlay. Yeah, we're one down. We're
Pretty
sweating the
terse
last
for
two.
me
legs.
Why
with
that-
Michael
yeah,
Jordan.
why
I
that
don't think
last
I've ever
one? I
told
don't
Mike
understand
Evans to
that.
shut up. That's the long shot on the board right now.
I need you to be on your A game of trying to piss him off a little
Trying to
bit.
piss him
tonight,
off,
Mike,
okay.
so.
That shouldn't be hard.
In
my current state.
Not to just cycle through everything and keep giving you some clothes, but I did give you an option if you want to
That's
The hat.
fun.
protect the bald hair.
That's fun.
So does the bow go on the left or the right?
I think it's up to you. I think it's personal
Is
preference.
this good?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good look for you.
It
We're
does
sticking
look
with
good.
it.
Yeah.
We need to get on the wig game now that I'm fully bald.
Absolutely. Well, we just got our gold tickets and Willy Wonka's here now. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
That might have been my Halloween costume.
Yeah?
Fun fact: I've never seen Willy Wonka.
Really? Any of them?
Bucket list item?
Nope, not even close to bucket list item. I could give a shit about Willy Wonka.
Wow.
Speaking of Emo Phillips from earlier, he has got a very nice wig type look that you might be able to
I
pull
think
off
it's perfect.
nicely.
yeah,
That short
fun
kind of
emo Phillips wig.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the probably half dozen comedians my dad would let me watch when I was a kid because he was clean.
Yep.
He was just weird,
Yep.
absurd. He made a guest appearance in Crashing.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough emo Phillips trivia for you folks. That's all I got.
I feel like when you do die,
Yep.
hopefully a long time out the road, but when you do die, I'm going to be like the person who shows up to the funeral and just like tries to get some of these clothes back. Like,
No, you can have. I will.
like
I will.
the old Indian giver,
Yeah, they call them like I think in my will they're called codicils or something like that, where you can like specifically.
No, I would like to do it a different way. I would like Aaron to just be at your funeral, like, yeah, but like, when do we go clean out his house?
Yes,
oh man, I hope this doesn't go too late. Yeah,
that is torturous to think about.
he's trying to make show everybody this episode. Be like, it's technically my jacket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the evidence.
Yeah, 100%. We have
It's
verification.
where the term Indian giver came from. So basically, the Indian tribes, when somebody would die, basically they would present all their stuff to the whole tribe. And if somebody like took something that wasn't really meant for them, like they would kind of freak out and make sure it went back to the right person. So that's where the term Indian giver stems from.
Is it made up?
No, I learned it in a college class. Research.
Excuse-
Research. That's why he's here today.
My I can do specific grants or whatever, or gifts, if you will. So everything right now spills over into a trust. But if I wanted to remain outside the trust and just give it to somebody, I'd have to put it in this list of codicils.
Wow.
What up, Sam?
Okay.
We have the timeout chair over here for if you want to come and sit.
What's it? Okay, what's
that
this thing
didn't go
called?
well.
The coddle.
Codicil. I think.
Okay. How much do you like your estate planner?
I like him. I don't know.
Like, would he be, or would they be pretty cool? Like, if we should pick something weird every week, and you have to call them and be like, "Hey, gotta add something to the coddler."
The only problem is it would probably cost me about $200 to $400 for every phone call. That
Every phone call,
So we bundle them.
That's like one to
Bundle.
two items.
bundle and save.
Basically, this guy's trying to get onto his list. Like, yeah, if you're gonna change things, I need 1 to 2 items from you here.
Yeah.
I saw you got a nice Red Devils jacket. that I want.
that would be a little bit of a stretch, but
Did
What's it like to have things that makes it worthwhile to have a will? That sounds cool. You know, to like have stuff worth.
Everybody should have a will, even if they have nothing.
coming
I
from
you
the,
have 4 kids.
the stay
Yeah.
the
You
You
stay at
probably
home
have
dad.
a will.
I have no will, but I have a will to
You're-
live.
Wait. You don't have a will, you and your wife?
No, I don't think so. I mean, unless
You
she's
are
made one.
out
maybe.
of your fucking minds.
I do have life insurance.
Don't give a shit about the financial end. The reason you need a will right now, what happens to your kid? Who's going to take, let's say you and Mrs. Pope
Car
die,
accident.
car accident, and the kids
So
are
you,
on
get,
the
you,
phone.
get, you get into a horrible petting zoo accident.
Yes,
and
exactly.
You're
Death
done.
by an
Yeah.
emu.
Yeah. You hope
By
that's
emu.
what it is.
Yeah. Fucking
case
violent
scenario.
emu
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, here's the 4 kids. Are you just going to leave them in the house? Or are you going to have somebody take care of them?
Because you got to think about it too. Nobody wants them.
Nobody
no
wants
shit.
it.
They're not
Well,
their kids. You have to force them on
force them
someone.
on somebody.
Yeah.
I've got a
and you should
friend.
probably ask them first, by the way.
I became the godfather of one of my friend's kids. You
That
know,
doesn't
and he
count.
thought that just like declaring me godfather was like a legally binding thing.
No.
You know? He
Not
was
at
like,
all.
Ian,
Nope.
Ian gets the kid if we die. And I was like,
Yep.
that's not how it works.
That's not how that works. No. I found out who my parent, I like read their will at one point before we redid it. And I found out where my brother and I were going to go had they passed away.
Somebody cool?
No.
No.
I love them to death. That's an aunt and uncle of mine, but I'm like, come on,
Would have been a
man.
rough
Thank
path.
God mom and dad didn't die.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be like, I'm going to send you to the coolest uncle you've got, because then that's an
No.
incentive.
If they would have asked, I
Yeah.
would have told them. It's like, just Aunt Shirley, just down the road.
Yeah.
She's great. But no, they went this other direction. But whatever.
Ian, if you guys croak, I'll take like 1 or 2 of them, but I'm not taking all 4.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna have
I
to
wanna
split 'em
them
up.
up, build
Yeah.
some character for them.
Right.
You know, make them find each other years down the road.
Yeah, they need
That'd
to
be
have a little
cool.
adversity. So I think this is probably a
That would
nice
be good.
plan overall for the arc of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how you're just planning on staying alive. That's a good one.
That's my
solid.
plan A.
That's plan A.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like
Let's
that.
do that.
I like that.
Yeah, plan
That's
B,
good.
we'll figure that out when we get there. Plan
That's-
B is
You won't.
too late for plan B, you know.
Yeah,
Could-
too late. You got 4 kids.
We'll
Too
figure
late.
it out.
20
You
years of
won't.
financial planning meetings. That's usually right there at the top. Just, okay, stay alive.
Yeah.
Plan B, that's what we're working on today.
Yeah.
So,
We're talking plan B today.
Right, plan B.
what else is in my will? I think the interesting thing is I have a trust that my kid and my brother don't get anything until my brother turns 65. So they get the income from the trust, but they don't get the actual assets.
Are you afraid he's gonna like blow through the money? Like, you know, when somebody.
I'm afraid of my brother's choice in significant others.
That's a
Oh,
real thing.
nice.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Hot off the
I trust my
presses.
kid. I trust my brother, but he's got some blind spots. Let's
No,
put it
it's
that
well,
way.
it's not even just that necessarily. You never know who you're going to marry, and you could marry somebody that's like, screw you. That's not.
Yeah.
That's why does he get everything? Yeah. Yeah, you could have a spouse that's a little gnarly.
Really can.
I don't know.
Might just give it all to Talea. Happy birthday, Talea. She's 1 today.
Oh, today. Happy
Big
birthday,
uno.
Leia.
What up, baby girl? But might just leave it all to her and
That's the move right there. That's the honest.
But she can't have it till she's 65.
That's right. Just sits in an account, and then
Yeah.
when she turned 65, Opa gave her $25 million.
Right.
Don't worry about
stupid.
retirement. You can live paycheck to paycheck.
You can
Don't
do
worry
whatever
about
you
that.
Want. No one cares. Yeah, that'd be insane. But all right,
All right, time for our next segment, the most popular segment, the Dave's Fuck It Bucket.
yeah,
Where
all right.
you can ask Dave any questions you want.
Even you, Sam, you can jump in.
This is great.
That
Can I
was
go
on a
first?
microphone.
I got a burning
Yeah,
question.
You got a burning question?
Yeah, I mean, you said before that you're totally hairless now, basically, besides the eyebrows, and I just picturing you hairless. I'm very curious.
Don't do that.
Sorry, I'm doing it. It's done, but it's happening. What kind of nipples are you working with, Dave?
Oh, like size wise?
Yeah, size, shape, color. Just to
okay,
describe
just
your
a-
nipples for the
describe
people.
Shape, color,
nipples.
taste. You know, what are we? Whatever.
I would say
Sensitivity.
like on the pale scale. You know, like a pinkish.
Okay.
They're not like those brownish bad boy areola type fucking nipples.
Subtle.
Probably about the size of a quarter would be my guess.
Okay.
I'll take the over.
No, I don't know.
That's all there is to say about your nipples.
There's no hair. There's no. I mean, it's no sustenance. So,
So you said there
to be had.
Yeah.
was the direct quote you just said bubblegum pink, not roast beef brown?
That's right. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it.
It's a cute way to say it.
Yeah.
Bubblegum pink. Yeah. I don't know what other dimensions I can give you.
Well, we used to play a game in the bars where we would like guess what someone's nipples look like, and then we would ask them, and so it was always just a big, be like, my friend thinks you've got ginormous nipples, just like disgustingly huge nipples,
Yeah.
and like it's like honestly, I think they're probably great, but we got to say, I just don't know, but all those guys over there at the table think that you got a real nasty nipple situation going.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
we used to.
Yeah, my mom was
work that
really pissed off when she met you that first time.
It was weird. It was. I apologize.
Yeah. She had mom nipples.
I plead the fifth on that.
Yeah, you're
one.
good, Aaron. You don't
I
have to
bet you
answer
know.
that,
I
buddy.
bet you know, Aaron. I bet you know.
plead that fifth.
Don't kid yourself.
You think you'd have more confidence if you just look in a mirror wearing nothing but that hat right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Last
I don't know what I
episode,
look like with a hat. I should probably look
somebody
at
called him Scrooge McDuck. Kind of get a little bit of Scrooge McDuck vibes off that.
A little
top
bit,
hat.
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Who
matching bow
called me
tie.
Scrooge McDuck?
I didn't call you Scrooge McDuck. You talked
just
about
mentioned getting cash.
holding cash, and I was like, that's what Scrooge McDuck does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get I remember just
Wes.
just get a bunch of cash. That's your
Oh,
and
so
keep it.
yeah, and then have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not what I meant, but okay.
Speaking of Wes, we need to give a shout out to Wes Kozad and Matthew Jacobson, who usually host the podcast.
Yeah.
Yo, what's Jacobson
Could
doing?
not be here.
What's
tonight.
Jacobson doing tonight again?
Was he graduating mime school? I think
Mime
AJ
school?
said?
Mime
was at,
school.
yeah.
Yep. He
Oh,
graduated.
that's huge.
Yeah, it is.
He's
Walking.
been working on that for a
We
while.
should be there, honestly.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Next
That's
episode,
bad.
he's not going to talk at all. Just make some symbols to
Yeah,
us. It's like,
we're gonna have to figure it out.
And Wes is probably making bagels. I don't know what he's doing.
Making bagels.
He's always got some little side project going that
He does.
derails
making bagels
him.
and throwing knives.
Yeah, he picked
Yep.
up two weird hobbies, just baking and knives.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Always texting us about it. Got a new knife, fellas.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what? Being a survivalist doesn't mean you have to go hungry.
Little pain there, Dave?
What's happening? Is it medical update? Medical update?
Thumb cramp. You have any cancer in that spot or no?
Just your thumb wanting some attention there, acting up.
I don't know what's going on.
Shake it off.
Ah, fuck me. That hurts.
All right, medical
You
time
need a
out.
5?
No, I'm good. Go
No. Let
Okay.
him.
So I've been doing some research over here, Dave, and I actually pulled up a list here of the top 10 good things about having cancer.
Huge.
So I
Huge.
think that
Let's break it down.
yeah, this
Not
is on
thumbs.
half full.
Absolutely. I think there's always some positivity to be had.
It's crazy that this website wanted your credit card information before you could read this article.
Oh, wow. I didn't notice that before. Wait, a second ago, there was real information here, and now it is vanished
Continue
behind
reading
a
with
paywall.
unlimited access. Yeah.
Oh, no.
You got to go to MedPage today.
Oh,
Dave's
what the
rich.
heck? This
They
is a
got
real
you.
problem.
They got you.
Did they memorize it?
Let's see. I'll pay for this.
This is weird.
What's going on? Do we need to?
No, I've never had this before.
Specifically located in the thumb?
Like here.
Yeah.
Not so much
Where you
here
hold-
or
where you hold-
here.
Doctors, like,
You're not holding the microphone, so nobody can hear you. Let them figure it out. Let them get through it. That's what I do with my kids sometimes.
there you go.
Just let her figure it out.
Yeah. Pain
Yeah.
is good for your character. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell the kids.
My dad's everything that's bad and sucks builds character, according to my father.
I don't know how much character
Got
Dave
you.
needs to build the rest of his time.
This is the weirdest thing I've
Fuck,
ever
I
had.
should have put that in the same Dave parlay.
Thumb cramp?
injury. Yeah.
Dude,
Thumb
that's
cramp? Oh,
that would have been.
Next
I would have
time.
been rich.
That would have been massive.
Scrooge
long
McDuck.
shot.
I would have
next
retired
week.
from the podcast.
Dave's down. He got a taint cramp again.
Yep.
Yep.
Ian, a little bit of
Paranesium just fucking won't work.
backtrack. Ian, did you research the Indian giver comment that I made?
I
Was it-
did pull up Indian giver origin here, and it says the phrase Indian giver, meaning someone who takes back a gift or reneges on a deal, we knew that, originated from a cultural misunderstanding between early European settlers and Native Americans,
Yep.
where Native American gift giving was misinterpreted as a form of bartering instead of a gesture of goodwill.
Oh.
I think you nailed it, right?
I think it was close enough.
close.
Yeah, nice work. Nice work.
Kind of
I'll
a
take it.
horseshoes and hand grenade situation. That's
Yeah, I
all
think
right.
your professor just lost tenure, but that's all right.
That's right.
It's all right. I didn't really like that guy too much. So
Yeah, the AI stuff's fun when it gets right. What it does, because that top search bar, I saw somebody do that with like a record because they were trying to find out how long an album was, and it said 12 inches because LPs are 12 inches.
Yeah.
Dave,
That's hilarious.
I got a question for you. So
Yeah. I went back to fuck it bucket.
yeah, fuck it, bucket. It's kind of one of my like go-to like get to know somebody. So hypothetical situation, you can go back and relive any one moment in your life. You can make changes if you want. Regardless if you do or don't, you can still bounce back to exactly where you're at today if that's how you want. What moment would that be that you would go back just to basically relive?
The first thing that comes to mind is a poker hand I had
Hell yeah.
Love it.
at the World Series of Poker where I was playing a satellite to get in and I was on the bubble. So when you're on the bubble, they were taking the top 32 because there's 320 entrants and we were down to about 33, 34 people. And I got dealt pocket fives under the gun, which means right to the left of the button. And I had enough chips to hang on, and I was really rolling the dice. Could I hang on for another couple hands? And I chose to try and hang on for a couple hands, and I should have just shoved and played it out. I might have been in the World Series of Poker had I done that. That's the first what if.
That's a life well lived if that's the first thing that pops in your head.
That's
Yes.
the first.
There was just one hand.
Yeah, that was. But I mean, at that point in time in my life, I was kind of like at a what do you want to call it?
Gambling
Crossroad.
addiction?
No, I was a good enough poker player that I felt like I could if I wanted to play professionally. And I was wrong. But back then I was pretty delusional and I was like, I think I could do this. And I didn't really like my job anymore. So I was at that point of I'm gonna fucking quit my job and I'm gonna move to Vegas. And I would have had my Rounders moment of just saying fuck it and moving to Vegas and playing poker.
Great movie.
Great.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Do you think that understanding of being delusional at that age has informed anything these days? You think that's helpful? You know what I mean? Like, is that something?
Tell him to shut up.
I don't know. I'm not thinking clearly. So
Oh, I guess the idea of being able to look back and recognize that, and I wonder if it informs anything on your present.
I mean,
you know?
I really I have a regret about a girl. But other than that, as far as shots not taken, it was just like, that was stupid.
I was this close to Bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
Shots not taken. No.
You weren't you? Didn't you get him?
No. I was at a Minnesota Vikings game though, and they have somebody that blows the Gio horn. And I was not expecting this. I'm just sitting there, like, just happy to be in this beautiful new stadium, watching my favorite team.
Yep.
And we just hear, and now the Navy SEAL who killed Bin Laden. Like, what? They went nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm actually. He went from 0 to 100, like in terms of not knowing who
Bin
he
Laden?
was. No. Yeah, Bin Laden too. From not knowing who that guy was to just everywhere.
Yeah.
He did a set at the Comedy Store.
Did he?
Yeah, it's just weird.
Bin Laden?
No, that'd be cool if he did though. In the belly room. He's just up there holding court like Dave Chappelle.
If you kill, we let you live.
Yeah.
If you bomb,
What
you
a
die.
fucking piece of shit. But I don't remember what I was talking about.
Moments that you would relive.
Relive.
Yeah. Pocket fives.
I'd love to play my whole senior year of football again.
Yeah.
Take it more seriously. Because that was, in retrospect, we had a really good time, but we weren't very good. And I'm like, God damn it. We should have. As I look back on it, Alf, having been a coach, I'm like, that has got to be the most frustrating thing in the world is to have a bunch of guys. You have, let's say, 20 guys that are going to play meaningful minutes, and 8 of them give a shit, and the other 12 are just there.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be frustrating as hell.
Well, that's
Imagine-
their whole job right there.
Yeah,
is to
imagine
kind
what
of
the
bring
coaches
you
are going through
guys-
these
Don't
days.
disagree, but no. Anyway.
Would you have been able to play football at the next level at all? College?
What's the
or-
next level?
College or
What level college?
I mean, maybe even junior college. Like, were you that good or
No, I got recruited to play D3,
okay?
which when I say I got recruited means my ACT was good enough to get into this school.
Right. That was a good
And they
school.
said, oh, by the way, we have a football team.
Yeah.
We want you to pay $40,000 a year to go to Grinnell and play football. And I said, no, thanks. I suck. I know I suck. You know I suck. I'm 5'7", weigh 185 pounds. Where the fuck am I going to play?
As a former Division III football player, I can tell you that anybody with a pulse can play Division III football. It's
100%.
It's no disrespect to anybody out there. There were some very good players.
Yeah, exactly.
There are some very good players, but then mostly like if you're a functional human, like you can be.
My dad told me he'd pay for my college if I got on the team.
Yeah, right. Now, I have a friend of mine who is who's a NAIA coach, right? And so there's scholarship, and he will point blank tell me, he goes, "Yeah, I got 8 guys who are on scholarship, and I got 40 who are just on the team, and they're never gonna play because I just recruit another 8 guys every year to come in and take scholarship money." But that's just the way it is.
So you wouldn't equate football remotely to poker. Like, it's not like one of those forks in the road of like,
Oh no!
if I
I was going to be an accountant from the jump. I mean, when I was going to UNI, I was an accountant. I didn't even think twice about it. I mean, I was not an athlete. I was not academically good enough to get into any big schools. So I was like, UNI is a good school. Have a good accounting school. Go that way. It worked out.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with it.
You mentioned how good the professional poker players are. So I've kind of seen some of that too. Like, I think I'm generally a good poker player because I can beat my buddies, pretty much anytime I play them, or the family game, I always win every year. But when you watch like poker players who are now making content, who are explaining, 4-bet, 5-bet, and this, that, the other, under the gun was a term you mentioned. They are so good. Like, it's almost like, watching a professional golfer or professional football player. Like, that is how dedicated they are to the craft.
And they're even better today than they were when I was playing. I mean, back then there's math to the game. The people who knew the math, there's some people who know the math backwards and forwards and everything like that, but they also have that added element of being able to read the next guy, kind of play out the hand in their head, and and kind of know what's going on or make an educated guess as to what the other person has. And there's some gaps in my. I'm not a good bluffer, giving it away. So if I've got a pretty good hand, if I'm into the end, I've got a pretty good hand.
Yeah.
And I just have to, especially in tournament play, I had to trick people into staying in hands with me when I flop the nuts or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, how do I keep this person in this hand?
Yeah, poker had a craze from like 2003 to 2006 where it was like on ESPN. Like
Yeah, and that's
time.
about when I quit because I got bored.
And a lot of people mention, like Chris Moneymaker won the 2003 World Series, and Jamie somebody won the 2006, who is like the guy that was what's the fish in Molly's game where they were basically just taking his money essentially. Like people like know those guys, the poker players, like they know like the average person knows football players basically. So
Yep.
We used to have a game back then, and we didn't have any money really, so it was all just like coins out on the table, coins in the pot or whatever that everybody wanted. Whoever won had to go to McDonald's and buy everybody dinner because it was like you had to use your winnings to feed everybody else that was playing.
I would have just been the first one out. I would have gone all in on the first hand. Like, I don't want to play.
This doesn't matter, but I do want nuggets.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Like
I'll
I'm
be down
paying
for a
them
six
anyway.
piece.
So yeah.
I was back when the dollar menu was $1.
Isn't that nuts? I went and got a sausage McGriddle. For whatever reason, I was hungry for a sausage McGriddle. And so I went and got one, and it was like almost $4.
It's crazy.
It used to be $1.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
Yeah.
Do you get is chemo kind of like pregnancy? You get low cravings, or is it just a normal thing?
For me, because my taste buds are basically gone. Anything salty,
Super
sweet,
salty. Yeah.
super salty, super sweet kind of resonates. And I have to eat something. And I can't not. So it's just like, ugh.
Get a little hash browns.
I hate them.
No.
You hate those
little
things. That's like
crispy.
the only thing from McDonald's I like.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
the fries. I don't like the hash.
The fries are
brown.
actually wonderful too. I should take a step back on my
Yeah.
strong position.
Yeah.
So do you think that like after chemo's done and whatnot, are you going to get your taste back and whatnot? Or is
I
there
have no idea.
Okay. Have you lost it before on any of your previous runs?
Yeah, the first time I did a little bit. Where the only thing I was eating the first time, which was like intense, was malts from Dairy Queen. I'd send my dad for a malt every once in a while. That was it. It was like once every couple days. It wasn't eating very much.
Maybe this has been covered, but the chemo, do you get the chemo and then you're done with it and now you're just like living with the results of the chemo, or you have to go back and get more chemo?
No, it's once every 3 weeks. So
Okay.
like last Monday I had treatment. And so it'll be 3 weeks before my next treatment. So I just have to kind of see what's going to happen. And it changes constantly. So I thought, like I said before, I thought I was going to keep my hair because it wasn't coming out. And then, oops, a couple weeks later, the hair's gone, and then I didn't. I still have the nausea and the TV chemo, so to speak, but I've got this tiredness thing that who knows if that's going to be a permanent thing or that's just a what's happening now kind of a thing. I have no idea.
You could just really fuck with yourself and set like an alarm for every hour.
What?
On
You're
your
worried
phone.
about sleeping
Wake
too
up.
much on your phone. Just wake
I
yourself
don't
up
think I'm
once in an
sleeping
hour.
too much. I just think that's what my body is telling me to do.
No, that's a good thing.
Speaking of setting alarms on phones, a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
There was
greatest story ever.
there was this old guy in the comedy scene. His name was Gerald, and he came by, and this guy was a creep all around. Like, goes up to one of the host girlfriends and is like, "Hey, if you come out to the trunk of my car, I got some dildos for sale." Like, very aggressive. Nobody liked this guy, and he asks me to film his set. And he gives me his phone, and I act like I'm filming his set, but I just started setting alarms for like 3 in the morning, 3:50 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Guy never came back. I definitely gave that guy a heart attack.
Yes.
We could have
That's
did
good defense.
Yeah, we could have did a Gerald's Gonna Die podcast.
That's good defense.
He
Yeah.
has no. Those alarms are still going off, and he doesn't know why.
Yeah, he's trying to stop him.
He has no
Takes
clue.
it into
Smashes
the
his phone.
T-Mobile store like, "Hey, I need these to stop." Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so if this all clears up, everything's good, you're back, right? Do you just rebrand this podcast as like Dave is gonna Dave, and then you just like talk shit and like a new lease on life?
I don't know. There's I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Dave was gonna die.
Yeah. I
So,
don't know.
was there anything? So you mentioned you kind of lost your taste the first round of cancer.
Yeah.
Was there anything the first 3 rounds of cancer did take away from you permanently?
The ability to say I've never had cancer.
Right. There's that. I will say that with every treatment course and the subsequent PET scans and everything, I feel like my mental acuity, if you will, is diminished.
Yeah.
I'm not as sharp as I once was.
Do you think that's definitively the cancer? Could that be
No, it could be
age?
It's both.
Okay.
But I definitely think there's no way you can do years worth of treatment and the subsequent PET scans are literally shooting radiation into your body
Yeah.
every 3 to 6 months. So, I mean, there's no way it doesn't have some impact on you.
Pale nipples.
Right.
Bubblegum pink.
Yeah, bubblegum pink nipples. Yeah.
There's that.
Delicious nipples.
They really kind of are, but they lose their flavor fast.
Quickly, right,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty quick.
How would you know? You can't taste them anyway.
Well, I
You
have
don't think Dave
friends.
can get his nipples in his mouth? Are you
I have,
kidding me?
I have friends.
He just said he's got no taste, basically.
Oh, true.
Well, it's good. Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Jacobson just texted us the itinerary for this podcast that we're in the middle
That's
of.
great. Thanks, Jakes.
From memory.
Yeah.
I got a sharp mind.
You notice he didn't call because he's at mime school.
He's
Yeah.
in mime school. Yeah, I had to do it very quietly.
Yeah.
Okay, so superpowers. All right.
Yeah,
Not
let's
like
go.
what would you have? So like I noticed this the other day. I had to set an early alarm and I have this superpower, but it fucking sucks. So my superpower is that if I set an early alarm, I will just wake up every hour on the hour
Yep.
before the alarm even go. Like I've never missed a flight, but I'm always very tired when I start a vacation.
Yep.
My wife, her superpower is smell. That does nothing good. She has a great sense of smell. It never comes with anything positive. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing in this life where it's like useful. Do you have a superpower like that?
A superpower that's not useful. We'll have to come back to that. That's way too much thinking.
No,
Yeah,
I
tell
want to
this
do it
guy
right
to
now.
shut up. Dave, who are your favorite 4 comedians in this scene that aren't tied to this room at all?
Ooh, that aren't tied to this room.
Yeah, top 4, like 4 names.
That's gonna be hard.
Okay, you could do 3.
No, you got to get 4.
No, because I'm gonna forget.
Gotta
something.
do 4.
This
Yeah,
is,
gotta do
this
4.
is bad. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Shit.
I mean, you could throw in more if you want. You could do like
No,
5,
no,
6.
it's not that. I'm just afraid of leaving somebody out.
You should
There
do
you
like
go.
a cameo type thing for people. So then if this does end in the worst way possible, they can just like clip a great thing that you've said about them and use it for their own self-aggrandizement
Right.
on social media. You know,
It's
that's
like
a
writing,
popular.
Not in this room. Bulvers right there. That's 1. God, 4 is a bitch.
This is
I
not
don't-
gambling related.
Yeah, this is gonna take a long time. Oh, you dumbass.
Oh, you got it. The same Dave parlay. just
Same day
sold
You
it.
parlay.
had it at
You just-
2.5. Why did you need 4?
Was it
yeah,
two-
it's
Yeah,
2.5. That's why I was like,
I had
no.
it at 3.5 earlier. I got a little tight on it. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3. You could do 2 more if you want.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You're just such a bitch.
Fair enough.
You're trying to influence the game.
I know.
It's not organic.
I
I,
know.
don't like it. You're trying to fix it.
But I felt like you kind of did that the first time I had it. So
What?
the first same Dave parlay, I felt like you purposely didn't mention Jeff Newell. You know Jeff Newell? Can you say his name really quick?
I can.
Got your fingers on the scale right now.
No shit.
You're about 3 inches tall.
You're the worst kind of gambler in that you're trying to cheat the game.
Fair enough. You got pocket fives? Are you calling my bluff here? Mm-hmm. All right. We should probably dip into our next segment, Array of Pope.
Oh, sure.
Get
Yeah.
some
Ray
research.
Pope, thank
from Ian
God,
Pope.
save us from this segment.
I actually just took a second ago to subscribe to that website. And
God damn right.
We breaking this list down?
yeah, so medpagetoday.com has my personal information now.
Yep.
There you go. Okay.
I think it's
Remind
gonna
us
be,
what it is.
Use it judiciously.
top 10 good things about having cancer.
There it is.
Huge.
In the Ray of Pope corner. we
They
would
got
always-
to 10. That's incredible.
Yeah. I haven't vetted this list at all, so let's see where it starts. We're going to go 10 to 1.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Hey, Sam, can you give me a water?
I was going to put that in the same Dave parlay, too, that he was going to ask somebody
Sam
for
Hershock,
water at some
everybody.
point.
Spokesmodel.
All right, top 10 good things about having cancer, because there has to be, besides us being able to gather like this, which I think, is a great thing. Starting a podcast should be on the list.
I like it.
I'm sure it's not. But the first one here, all right, this list starts off suspect from the get-go. Number 10, being able to shamelessly make fun of smokers. I don't know.
Fuck that.
Right? I don't know about that. So
Thanks, bud.
my personal information has been given to medpagetoday.com for a best of top 9 list. Let's see. Let's see what number 9 is. Okay, I'm noticing a theme. Being able to make fun of the medical profession.
That bullshit.
I don't the people trying to save you.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way to go.
Yeah, this is a. What
I'm
sort
pretty-
of
I'm pretty-
website is this?
I know.
I'm pretty ecstatic with the medical community because they managed to keep me alive probably 10 years longer than they should have. So
Well,
shout out to Dr. Hughes, people at Mission Cancer.
Saluki.
No,
Not the Saluki.
she's
Different
not a
doctor.
Saluki, different doctor.
and the explanation to this essentially says that you are around so many medical professionals and you've become familiar with them to the point at which that you can have fun with them or maybe at their expense.
Oh, because you should invite each other over for dinner and stuff. Like you get that personable with
or like the
them.
gallows
That's a little,
humor.
that's a
that-
little much.
Yeah.
I think gallows humor you can do a
Sure.
little bit. My go-to is when they start asking medical questions, I correct them based on my extensive knowledge of medical
Absolutely.
TV.
Sure.
They're pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
They think that's great. They've never heard those jokes before.
I told a gal up front at a hospital one time I had a kidney thing going, and she's like, "We'll have to take a urine sample." I was like, "Yeah, I've got a Ziploc bag full of urine for you to test."
just for this occasion.
Yeah.
I keep it around. What's up? What's the next, Pope?
Number 8, you're already nailing this one right here today, and in general, you are able to make fun of yourself.
Oh, yeah,
That's
couldn't do
number
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Never did
No.
that before.
Couldn't do that
Right, so
before.
just start doing that now, right?
On it. Okay.
Already all over that one. Number 7, being able to lose your inhibitions about body parts that are normally mercifully hidden. So we're going to get those nipples out after all.
Yeah, we
tonight.
are at some
Yeah.
point.
This is great. This is probably one of the weirdest top
What?
10 lists I've
Yeah.
ever
This is the
read.
dumbest top 10 list.
Yeah, I
I've
got
ever-
cancer, so I don't wear underwear or
That's right.
pants anymore.
Well, there's some truth to that.
Wow.
I look like a mafioso now. The amount of tracksuits that
A
I
little
wear.
bit. That's a fun path to go down for you. I
Yeah,
think.
just like
yeah.
Look at him. He's making fun of himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do
That's
it all
cute.
the time.
I just had to scroll back to the top to see who made this list, and it's somebody named Michelle R. Berman, who calls herself a medical doctor.
Oh, interesting.
This is written by a professional.
I thought she was just from Maryland. MD. Yeah.
Possibly. Big terrapin with cancer.
They lost their coach.
Oh, yeah. Villanova, right?
Let's see
Interesting.
here. Being able, see this Max making fun of people who are sick. I don't know. This is getting redundant.
Yep.
We're skipping 6. Number 5, being able to come up with creative answers when you don't want to talk about something. So this is the cancer card.
Cancer cards.
Number 5.
Yeah. Okay. That's
been
one.
covered. That's like a real one.
Maybe
on the
they should
list.
have. Oh, I'm hopeful that maybe they should have just done a top 5 list.
Right, because
Yeah.
yes, most of these are.
Skip those other ones.
Yeah. Number 4, discovering your inner control freak or other parts of yourself, or possibly just coming to appreciate them more. So, is there a new part of your?
Yeah. Do you have a new inner
person?
control freak?
Yeah.
It's Shiloh. Shiloh does all of his like appointments and whatnot.
Yeah.
Have you been able to access like a new part of your personality, like something new, like the evolution of Dave as a person? Is there some sort of evolution of yourself as a person that maybe is coming forth throughout all
No,
this?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, if
That's
it
a
was
boring answer, but I have no fucking clue. You guys tell me.
like if it was like the end of like a early South Park episode where it's like, see, I learned something today. Like, what would be like what you learned through all this cancer and chemo? Any lessons?
Oh yeah, I don't know. The toughest thing about, in my opinion, the toughest thing about getting a cancer diagnosis is having to tell other people
Because of how they react?
because of how they react. So the first time I got cancer, I had to call my parents and say, "Hey, this is a thing that's happening. I don't know what this is going to look like. Just need to let you know." So. And then this last time when I thought I was pretty well fucked and I thought that was a conversation I had to have with my brother. I'm just like, okay, I don't think this is going to go well. And so that was a hard conversation at the moment. But then you get the reprieve because it turns out to be something else. And I'm just like, you should do this to all your cancer patients, give them the death sentence first.
Yeah.
And then come in with a, hey, good news.
Yeah.
Saved your ass. It's good. We're gonna do this. So, I don't. That's not a good answer to that. But I don't know.
Might not answer that, but that's a good bit of info. The hardest part is having to tell other
It's
people.
what I'm here
Yeah.
for, Mike.
So what is the ideal
Educating the
response?
masses, or at least
That's actually
50
really good.
people on YouTube.
That's really good. What is the perfect response for
When-
somebody that you've just told you have cancer?
For you.
Yeah,
sitting
for
in your
you.
chair, what's
Obviously, every
what's the best
person's
way to
different.
respond?
What's the best way to respond?
Because like their sadness ends up being like a burden on you and making you feel
Yeah.
bad.
Is it just Jeff Newell being like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cancer, huh? I got a guy that I buy my weed from down at the district, and he's got he knows exactly how to. I don't know. There's no real right or wrong way.
Probably depends on your mood at the moment, too, a little
But
bit.
I mean, if I sat there and said, "Hey, yeah, mom, dad, I got cancer again,"
Yeah.
I don't know what their response is going to be, and it doesn't matter. It's their response, They can
People are different.
They can couch it and sit there and say, "Okay, this really sucks. We'll be here for you." Everybody says kind of the same thing. Whatever you need,
Sure.
and it's genuine. I mean, it comes from a genuine place, and most of the people that say, "Hey, if you ever need anything," they mean it. Yeah, there's no real right or wrong. You could say, "Fuck, finally." I mean, that would be an awkward response
Sure.
for someone to
Well,
say.
somebody's got to mix it up, not
Yeah, I mean
everybody-
it's round 4
You
here.
would like to have a
know?
variety
Yeah.
of responses. I would think hearing the same thing over and over again would
Yeah.
Your third go of cancer, didn't you tell that like at an open mic at Lefties? Like you kind of just announced it to the scene. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, I
Did,
remember
did
that.
you get good laughs on that
They
one?
didn't even laugh.
Nope.
No.
Notoriously, you would say that it's very hard to get laughs with cancer material.
It is.
People,
I found a way in though. Finally, it took me about a year of trial and error, but I found a way in, and that's just to act cocky about it.
Yeah.
And so then people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, okay,"
I bet you're talking a little better.
huh?
A little less coffee.
yeah.
A little less
Well,
wheezy.
yeah, it's because the whole thing.
3 liters
and
of-
that gave me
yeah.
time to heal up.
That's good.
So, yeah. Look at you. Just glass
I
half full, Mike Gettler. I don't
Pay
know
attention.
this guy.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I don't know this guy. He's usually Dr. Negative. I don't know.
Now say something mean.
Say something mean?
No, don't.
I'll come up with something. It's
Anything
natural.
else on that list? You?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, this medical doctor came up with.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
This has sort of been covered too. Finding out the great people you have in your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're-
sure,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Look at us.
Yes.
Nice little
Yes.
jingle.
That's-
Du-du-du.
That's something I always knew though. That was not a revelation. That was like, yeah,
Yeah, you hope it isn't.
the people I knew would be concerned and reach out and everything. They're the exact same people that were concerned and reached out. So I'm like,
It'd be a major bummer if you.
I don't remember getting anything from an Ian, but
No, not really.
I'm mixing it up.
yep, boy. Yeah, it's good.
Dave, you're kind of a person who like. Do you have friends from every aspect of life you've ever been in? Like
Oh, yeah.
it's like you're always mentioning like, oh, I'm friends with this college coach. I'm
Yeah.
friends with
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
you keep in touch. Do you manage relationships well from like people you went to college with?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Well, I mean, the older you get, the more, and when people get married and have kids and stuff like that, their lives get busier. So you just have to, if you're the lone single guy and out of all your friends that you went to college with, or all your buddies, you just have to say, okay,
Got to be the one to pick up the phone, make the
you
calls.
got to be the one to pick up the phone, or
Let me know when there's a boys' trip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Or
I
plan
might
the
not
boys
see
trip.
people. Like I got one college roommate that I know. I haven't seen him in 20 years, but I know if we saw each other, we'd fall right back into it. And so the same way college, work, professional friends that I had when I first moved to Des Moines, even back to when I worked in Cedar Rapids for 3 years, those guys I'm still friends with. You just don't. You have like a shared experience for whatever that you can always fall back on and reminisce about, and you catch up. It's small talky type shit, but
the glory days.
not even
good old
glory
days.
It's just funny. You just
Have
think
you ever
about-
lived in a different state?
No,
No. So all these crews are Iowa crews, basically.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, the accounting firm I was in at Ernst & Young, that's an international firm, so you work with people from all over the country. Some cases all over the world. So you have a few people outside of Des Moines that you're friends with that you worked on some jobs with, but you're not super tight with them. But if you saw them again, you'd fall back into it.
Yeah.
Well, number one on this list, the last thing was something.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Michelle R. Berman, medical doctor from Maryland, may have had chemo brain while she made this list.
Yeah,
This list was horrendous. Number one was something. You're strong with God. So what, tell me about your perspective on spirituality.
Same as it always has been.
Yeah.
Separation of church and cancer.
Yeah.
No, I've never been a religious guy.
What about, so is it lights out when it's lights out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been since junior high for me. I went through the whole.
What happened at junior high?
Yeah, exactly. I knew that was coming.
No, I knew in 7th grade the chocolate milk went bad, and I was like, "There's no God."
There's no God. Yeah, no God. No, I went through. We called it catechism, but it was like confirmation. Because you get confirmed when you're at the end of your 8th grade year, and that's when you're like making that big decision. And I went through the perfunctory part of it with the ceremony and everything for the sake of my parents, but I had already made up my mind that some of this doesn't add up.
Sure.
So I've never considered myself a religious individual. I'm respectful of it. I have way too many friends who are super smarter and way smarter than me that are Christians and people of faith, but I'm not. I can't get there.
Generally, I agree with you. But then I start thinking about space. You ever think about space?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So space is, crazy, right?
Yeah, I hear space is pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I was falling asleep one time. You know that like area where you're just like just falling
Yep.
asleep, but then
Yep.
just that little sweet spot. I'm sure there's a name for it. And I sat up and like I lost my breath. I sat up. I had a moment where I was certain in that moment that the ever-growing expanse of space was being populated by the souls of all the living creatures that were released from Earth to fill it and expand space.
That's a lot of creatures.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Sounds like Scientology.
Yeah, sometimes I just keep talking. Keep talking. But sometimes I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I love it for you.
You like that? So,
I love it for you.
I don't know. In that moment, I was like, I figured it all out right there. But
Yeah.
then I can't tie any.
Isn't that
more
kinda nuts?
threads
Did you get
together.
into Dave's weed stash before that one?
Is this the end of the mushroom trip, or was this just right in the
This
middle?
was not that long ago. I don't
Really?
know. So yeah, I don't know what necessarily is happening there, but I think that just the mystery of the overall thing and the inexplicable nature of everything makes me slightly hopeful that something is going on. I mean, like, that we don't know, because there seems to be certainly that is happening.
Oh,
So
sure.
you're agnostic, basically.
Agnostic would be that
Like
I don't really believe.
You don't really
in,
know, kind of like you're like, yeah, I guess I'm not positive on the definition. You could research it, but
Mike, tell us what agnostic means.
Like atheist is full blown. Like I don't believe there's anything. That's it. End of story. Period. Agnostic is really more of like I don't know.
Yeah, I think we should all be pretty agnostic, right? I mean, it seems pretty tough take to have a definitive opinion.
Agnostic is essentially kind of having a more
fair.
lack of faith,
Fair and
in
balanced.
something. Yeah.
Oh, but I have a lot. Yeah, I got faith in a lot of things.
I was going to ask you, Dave. So you no biblical God per se, but do you have any spiritual aspects? Like, are you superstitious about anything?
I would.
Do you pray?
I mean, the Steelers got a lot of Super Bowls as a franchise. There's got to be something out there.
Somebody's pulling strings for
Football
you.
gods.
Yeah. I would. No. No, my brother's extremely superstitious. I'm not really.
Do you feed into that when he's superstitious? Like, are you like, yeah, I'm pulling for you?
What's the longest he's ever worn one pair of underwear?
Not so much that. He has like all kinds of weird pregame things he has to do before Iowa football game.
Sports stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sports superstitions.
Yeah.
It's only weird when it doesn't work, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't work enough.
All the time. That it shouldn't be a thing. Well, that's what's kind of fun about it.
Yeah.
Like part of the fun, like the tribalism of sports is awesome. It's so fun to just for no reason dislike. Like I want tribalism in my sports, not my country, type of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's fun. Like I have no reason to hate every person that's ever been to Green Bay, Wisconsin,
But you do.
I do, but not really, but I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I get
fun.
it.
It's a fun part of sports.
What was the question?
If you have spiritual aspects,
I would say that it would be ignorant of me to say that I wasn't influenced by it. Meaning, I grew up in the church. I grew up with very Christian parents. Their ethos, if you will, that in theory is inspired by or guided by some sort of aspect of religion, that translated into me. Yeah. But actually, direct belief, I'm not quite there.
You sort of look like a Buddhist monk.
I feel like one, especially with this hat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been watching
White Lotus.
White Lotus or not. There's a dude just hanging out in the hat.
I said White Lotus because I didn't want you to. I don't know if you've been watching Myanmar earthquake videos all day.
Oh my God.
That thing's
Shout out to
insane.
Myanmar, man.
Yeah.
Those poor bastards.
Thinking of it, that's
Jesus
nuts.
Christ.
So can you relate your growing up in the church or whatever you grew up to the comedy scene at all, of like a sense of community? Are there any connections there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would make the best pastor? The best
Yeah,
that's
Dan Upton.
What?
Yeah.
That's two.
Oh, yeah.
Bulver and Dan.
Helping you
We
out.
need one more. I like it.
Are you sure
I
that
should've
Dan is
shut my
not a
mouth.
pastor currently?
He likes to preach.
Yeah, that's fair. I think
He does like to preach. He's not alone. But Dan couches it with trying to be funny, and some people just like to go up there and preach.
I tried to sell Dan's dad a water softener once.
How'd that go?
He didn't buy. He bought from a competitor.
What?
Yeah.
Insult to injury.
It's all good. But yeah, I was like,
Is it?
something.
Feels like it stings a little.
He brought it up.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, so I really shouldn't remember that, should I?
Yeah.
I was like, like, do you know Dan? He's like, oh yeah, he's in the comedy scene. I don't like to go because he's got a potty mouth. Okay. So he would not like this podcast. He would have left when I was talking about Gerald and his
There you go.
trunk dildos. So
Trump dildos.
Trump dildos. Don't you say?
I don't remember that as a
trunk.
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 Oh,
Oh.
I got some dildos in the car, not 47.
sounds like a guy just trying to make a buck.
I was just checking on Jacobson's list.
Are we anywhere close?
We got everything.
It says additional segments is one of the.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a new segment you want to introduce, Dave? You got a.
You wanna show hog to the camera?
There's no hog to be shown. There's a piglet. There's a yeah.
I guess we can wrap it up then.
I agree.
The same Dave parlay did not hit.
No.
Dave's probably got to go to sleep, but he only mentioned 2 comedians. He did not tell Mike to shut up. So props to you, Mike. So that has been the 4th potential series finale of Dave's Gonna Die. Until next week.
Hey.